You're listening to Keepin' It Trill with Amanda Wilson.
Hey you guys, what's up? It's Amanda. It's another episode of Keepin' It Trill. This week I have a very special guest calling in all the way from way up north. Imani, hello, how are you?
Good. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I finally figured out how to Skype with a split screen, so I'm really excited right now because I feel like I'm really just learning how to move and shake, so I'm really excited.
Gotcha.
So, what the hell is going on in New Jersey right now? How's life in New Jersey?
I mean, here's the thing. I've always made the joke that Jersey is New York's like funny looking cousin that, obviously
Yeah.
has some redeeming traits but isn't as pretty. I mean, it's pretty much that very same standard right now. It's kind of like, hey, there's less death here, but otherwise it's cool, docile. Everyone's nuzzled in at 8 p.m. It's like
Nuzzled it.
yeah. It's like Silent Hill, but just, less foggy, less gray and less doom.
I heard Joey Diaz on the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and he was like, "They're all fucking partying in Hoboken," and I was like, "No."
You know what? Honestly, that would not shock me, as Hoboken is, Hoboken is disgusting because it swears that it's the 6th unofficial borough of New York City, and it's like, sweetheart, you're not. Listen, like
Yeah,
I understand
you're
it.
still the cousin.
You're still the funny looking cousin. You guys get we get the bad water runoff from the other side of the Hudson River. So Hoboken, they're just they're always in party time, but who knows? It always floods too. So for all you know, this could be something out the Bible. So who knows?
All right, well, they better stop fucking partying in Hoboken.
Hopefully.
They refuse to lock down here, so it's just like.
Listen, I've made the joke because, like I mentioned, one of my members of my online tribe, hashtag some kind of suicide squad. I love all of them.
Yeah,
so,
wait a second.
Okay.
You can't keep alluding to the. Let's just, because you told me that you had a not scary cult.
Yes, it's okay.
No, that's not a thing.
Okay. Got you. So you know what? I'll elaborate on this a little bit more, and I'll just break the science down as brief as I can. So about a couple of years ago, I'd probably say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I'm an avid gamer on PS4 because you're gaming. It's got to be on PS4. Like, what are you doing with your life? And
what else is there? Xbox?
I don't even know what that is. I've never. That's my first time hearing of that.
I've never heard of it.
Don't even know what that is. Like, if you just made that up, please run with it and make it good.
It's a new idea, yeah.
Yeah, and make it good. So I remember just getting a bunch of folks who were also gamers, and we all had this really twisted sense of humor. So we said, why don't we make ourselves a gaming group and we'll just call ourselves something weird. At the time, Suicide Squad just came out in the theaters, and I remember the joke we kept saying in the group was like, I mean, who are we supposed to be? Some kind of Suicide Squad? And then we were like, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So then it took a weird turn because this is where the Florida connection ties in. One kid that came in there, he said, I really appreciate all you do for the group. You're like a father figure to me. Can I call you father? I was like, you can. You can.
Oh, you can.
You
and just
can,
like that.
You can call me father. And from there, other people started calling me father. And then I was just anointed this leader and this elder of this healthy cult. So, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, there are no dues paid. I don't have concubines, but we do sort of lean towards each other in these games, talk a bunch of shit. Our party chats are all kind of crazy shit. Like, there's suck me off Sundays. There's, Friday night bro jobs. I mean, we have a great time online. It is a hell of a time. So, I mean, while you folks down there in Florida are still chilling on beaches, I try to tell this kid, like, stay home. Do not be out there in South Beach. And then he's like, no, I'm not out there with those Floridian thoughts. I'm like, that's right. Leave those Floridian thoughts alone.
Well, they got off the beaches and now they're all at church. That's the latest thing. I don't know if you saw that on the news because a pastor just got arrested yesterday because he had 2 packed services on Sunday, and he pretty much thinks that the Lord's going to get him out of this. So the sheriff had to go get him and arrest him for breaking the stay-at-home order.
And the crazy thing is that it's like he's got to be maybe the second like religious zealot to try to play God at this time, because that's like the folks that was that Hobby Lobby, I think that was the store where they said, oh, we're gonna keep the stores open because my wife had a message from God that said keep it. Yeah, that shit just shut down today. So it's like,
listen, I hate Hobby Lobby, everything they stand for, but some of their stuff you can only find at Hobby Lobby. They trick you. Like, Michaels or Joanne needs to step it up, because if you want some good craft shit, you have to go to Hobby Lobby, but you also have to, like, feed into their crazy shit, because, like, there's God everywhere. Everywhere. You can't get away from God in that store.
Basically, if you're looking for like popsicle sticks for something, you see them in the form of like crucifixes everywhere, and then the little.
It's not that bad, but like every section they have like a special section of whatever it is, paper goods or floral or whatever arrangements. But like there's always something dedicated to God somewhere.
Yeah, it's like paper mache. Yeah. Jesus is Lord. Oh, glitter. It's like Jesus is Lord. Hold on, why did you catch that? Yeah.
But they do have like the value size of things that you can't find anywhere else, so it's really they put crafters in a bad spot.
Man, listen. You want to talk about in a time where this is like some Old Testament shit going down? I mean, you would honestly think these religious folks would probably have a little bit more common sense, but
Weren't there locusts somewhere recently too?
In Africa, it's going ham in Africa with locusts right now.
Like, we don't have enough shit going on?
Yeah, but what's even worse is, even on my Facebook, I always have to kind of go up there and kind of be that's fake news guy, because, like, look, I'm going to call this right now. It's not me, but they family. I got a couple of family members. They're those black
real family or cult family?
Not real family, like
okay.
like bloodline family. Yeah, oh yeah, not that family, but no,
okay.
the IRL in real life family. I got a couple of black Israelites among my groups, among my people. So,
okay, wait.
Go ahead. It's all good. Whatever questions you got.
I didn't know what that was until I just watched. I think it's on Hulu. It's like "Hate Thy Neighbor" with Jamal.
Yes, "Hate Thy Neighbor" is dope.
And he was with the black
black Israelites.
Yeah, in Brooklyn or whatever, and they were like yelling at all the white people. Is that how your family is? Are they all like that, or were those extremists?
Oh, no, literally, it's like it is like three of them. It's like three of them. They have very, very very big, like, prominent Arabic names. They only wear certain cloths. They don't work on Saturdays because Saturday is the true Sabbath. Like, I'm talking, they go hard in the paint with this shit. And my thing on Facebook is I have to dispel half the stuff that they're posting, because it's just either old news or fake news. Like, they posted something about the rivers running red in China, and you're like, you see, it said in the Testament, we have locusts here, we have famine here, now we have the seas running red. I'm like, sweetie, that was 2012. Just giving you a update.
So what do they think?
I don't even know what they think. I think their thing is just that a lot of people are just looking for something to grasp on to make sense of this situation, versus saying, hey, this is just a pandemic. This is just a really bad.
Well, no, not about coronavirus, but I mean, what is that like? Are they like black Jews, or do they believe in Jesus? Like, what is going on?
Okay, bet. So we get to unpack black Israelites. All right, so I'm gonna butcher this. So to my cousins Shanora, Kaba, and the rest of them, please don't come at me. I love y'all, my fellow.
Yeah, please don't come for him. Yes. I'm the one that started it.
Listen, like we are two innocent Wilsons. They're also Wilsons, but
we're just trying to figure something out.
We're just trying to figure it out. Their thing is that essentially black people are that quote unquote anointed group of people who are the direct children of God. So basically what they're trying to say is that they're the true Israelites, saying the other folks that you see that practice, Judaic belief systems and from Israel, those are like some other tribe that in ancient times were rivaled, and they won us out and shunned us away, and we went into slavery, and now we're pretty much like the chosen ones, but we don't realize it yet. But they realize it, so that's why they wear a bunch of, cloth. They do the oils. They call people white devils. They talk about not supporting the man.
Well, the ones that were on the show, they look like black bikers.
Well, it's weird because I honestly...
They were wearing a lot of leather.
I was gonna say, I think that's just a hobby. For them, I think that's a thing. I think they like leather. They like wearing leather jackets, FUBU and Jordan. I don't get it. It's a little
FUBU.
Yeah, it's a little strange. I honestly think a lot of them are still trapped in like 2002. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like a lot of them.
A lot of people do. You know what? I've noticed that happens to a lot of people. Whatever their heyday is, they get stuck there fashion wise.
Yo, oh, okay. I was just talking about this. So
It's true, isn't it?
it is, but at the very same time though, I guess the issue is that I guess for folks, if that's something that resonates within you so deep, you want to just celebrate it like even more. It's like my dad, shout out to my pops, because I'm gonna want to post this on Facebook. Like he is so stuck obviously in '88 that you can't tell him anything. Because whenever
Does
I
he
see
have
him,
Jerry curl?
oh no! If anything, at this point, he's got the Homer J. Simpson. The fade keeps getting lighter. He kills me when he's like, "Yo, I'm on my way to the barbershop." I'm like, "What are you cutting? Like, what fade are you
Wait,
getting?"
why are those the people who stay in the barber shop though?
Exactly, and then again, and I'm like an echo of him by the way I talk, because for him he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So check this out, like like I was trying to tell this motherfucker, like, get out of here. He's over there doing this, so I'm constantly looking at him, and he ultimately is just the type that you can just tell. In his days, it was bucket hats, chains, a nice T-shirt,
Kangol, yeah.
bang, Kangol hats, some Badleys on. In this case, Air Maxes, because his Air Max collection is ridiculous. Now I see where the sneakerhead gene in me comes from, but you could just tell he was in his heyday. Like I clearly, that was his time to shine. So yeah, 2002, whether it be 2002, '88, I'd probably say I'm probably somewhere stuck between maybe 2014, 2015, something like it. It's not too bad. It's not too far off.
Well, but we're younger though, so we have a less time to
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
if you're still in 2014 in 10 more years, then they're going to be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, at
Like,
some point it's gonna be like, Monty, you really you still wearing the 3/4 jeans? You really still
your
rocking
dad never
3/4
had a
jeans?
Jerry curl? That was
Um,
very popular in the 80s.
no, for him he always had a fade. Like I put it to you this way, you know the old school R&B artist Al B. Sure?
Yeah.
So yeah, so he was like a more like, because he's got that Panamanian Native American thing. So he was like a not light skinned but brown skinned version of Al B. Shore in his mind. So it was like the fade, tapered, the denim jacket, the stonewashed denim, and all that sort of stuff. So he was that cat that was trying to smooth talk to you and tell you how he feels about you every night and day kind of dude. And I'm just like, oh god, oh god.
Listen, bring that back. My dad had a really drippy curl, and my mom's white, and she used to always be like, when Tony Woods would come to my house, I'd have to put a plastic bag on the pillowcase.
Get the fuck out of here. Did you say Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, so my father's name is Tony too. I have a theory that if you have a
About
father
what?
named
Tell me
Tony, if you got a father named Tony, he was most likely doing some pimp shit back in the day. He was in his own pimp sort of way of being. It's something about
yeah.
old school Tonys from the 80s. They just had their own style about him. I don't know what it is. Like everybody ran into was like, yeah, my pops, they called him Tony T. I'm like, he was a Tony too? I was like, all right, he was a player. I got you.
Yeah, the Anthonys were out there getting it in the 80s.
Getting it popping. It was a good time to be
really
Anthony.
were.
It was a good time to be Anthony. Now it's like, everybody's got some weird quasi strange name or alias. It's like me where, everything is Taylor Bells. I mean, Taylor's my middle name, but like a lot. It's funny because I can always differentiate the people that really know me versus the folks that don't. Because if I'm somewhere in public and I hear, "Hey Taylor," I'm like, "Isn't some Facebook motherfucker?"
You're like, "Oh,
hey!
from Instagram, yeah."
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, what's up?" But if I hear my name, I'm like, "Yeah," something like that. So
See, I didn't know that was your middle name. I thought it was because you love Chuck Taylor's.
and that's crazy because so many people have absolutely made that correlation. They're like, "Yeah, but you love Chucks." I'm like, for me, it's just a weird, convenient coincidence.
It just happened.
I mean, if I'm going to break the science down further, not to talk too much about myself, because I hate talking about myself like crazy.
We're all in quarantine. Let's talk about shoes.
Cool, let's get it. Taylor came because my father's a diehard football fan, Giants fan to be exact, so his favorite player was Lawrence Taylor. So apparently my middle name Taylor was bestowed upon me by the greatest linebacker of all time, LT. So that's where the Taylor comes in. And then as I grew up, I don't know, one day freshman year, I mean, it was, you remember those days being like a freshman, so everything had to be a certain style that you thought was cool. So this was in the height of Jay-Z and the button-down era with the hat and all of that. So I was like, all right. I'm like, I got my Mecca shirt. I got on this hat.
Wait, is this like a first day of school outfit?
A first day of school outfit. I had on some like tan. I had some tan polo khakis. I had a tan and burgundy striped Mecca button-down shirt. I had a burgundy and white Los Angeles Lakers hat, which just lets me know it clearly wasn't my line of thinking. And the whole time I'm like, I need to match this with something burgundy. What? I'm like, where can I find burgundy sneakers? Someone was like, why don't you just like get like Chucks or something? I'm like, word, Chucks will be great. And I'm like, Chucks are cheap, they're good, they're iconic. Fuck that, I'm gonna get Chucks. Matter of fact,
Wait,
I'm gonna
get
get.
Ninth grade?
Yeah, this was freshman year for me.
Okay, I got my first pair of Chucks in 9th grade too.
I'm like, listen, this
I
is
had hot pink low tops.
this is kismet right here. Oh, see, well, you know what, low tops, I can dig it. I'm a high top man because I mean I got a size 12 foot, so I remember gym class. My gym teacher would make fun of me and see me with my Chucks. Like he would literally walk past me. Fuck you, Mr. Watkins. So he would literally walk past me. He would
Shout out Mr. Watkins.
Shout out Mr. Watkins. Yeah, because he stayed in some leather Chucks, but he was kind of a big dude, so they would lean a little bit on the side. But like he would walk past me and purposely like hop. People like, God damn, Wilson, them big ass fucking feet. I'd be like, oh, I'm like, he just did that. I'm like, fuck. So yeah, that was my thing. It was burgundy Chucks, blue Chucks, all black Chucks. And then before you know it, and I became an adult, then it was just like, wait a minute. They have collaborations? And then that's when I had to make decisions like, do I get the new Chucks or do I pay my rent on time? Decisions.
How many pairs do you have?
All right. Comfortably right now, I'd have to say I probably have, and this is terrible, I have to say probably. I probably have about, gonna say maybe 83. Probably like 83 pairs of Chucks. Like 83.
Have you ever bought one and got it home and you realized you already had that same one?
No way. Literally.
You know what you have.
I know exactly. It's right here in the inner machinations of the enigma that is my mind. Yes, I know exactly.
That is the shoe brain.
It's terrible. Like it's terrible, and people wonder what it's about. As for me, it's like art pieces. Really, it's like the idea that if I could just pull up a pair of Chucks now, I'd be able to say, oh, I can tell you the time in which I got this pair, what made me get it, why I thought it was cool, and blah, blah, blah. I got a whole nother story behind some Chucks that gets a little crazy. It's like, you ever see the Al Pacino movie A Dog Day Afternoon?
No.
Oh, Jesus. So that's another thing about me besides all of this crazy shit is I'm a film...
You love Al Pacino?
Oh, yes, Al Pacino's that guy. I also have a film major from New York Film Academy, so that's where all the you know, visual and theater and film stuff comes from. But make a long story short, you know, I love film, I love Chucks, I love random art, and just I love media and I love storytelling. That's why whenever I would follow you and your cousin's podcast, you know, I found it so cool because I was like, okay, cool, this is dope. It's like I'm gonna call it for what it is. I'm like, it's two black women, all right? I know it was mixed feelings, so I understand it was the mixed thing, so that's cool. Whether you want to call it blackish, whatever the style was. I looked at it like these are two women of color that are just sitting there kicking it, talking from their perspective. They're fans of Oreos and weed and just being able to share insights of weird dating stuff. So I always found that to be cool. I was always that weird guy friend that had I always had a bunch of female friends that their boyfriends would be like, oh, like that motherfucker, Imani, because it's like, yo, y'all too close. And then my friends would just be like, what? I love E because he treat me like one of the niggas. So that was always like my biggest thing with like female company. So I always love knowing from the female perspective because I view you guys as like I view women as a very cool, like a much cooler version of dudes. Dudes, we're so fucking simple. It pisses me off how simple dudes are. Like, we're so fucking simple to where you want a motherfucker to have like hobbies and interests. Because if not, it's like you already know like what he does. So yeah.
Well, you know, it was always so nice with Cassie because we're cousins, so we grew up to get like really, really close together. So no one knows the crazy shit about your family like a cousin does. I mean, when the crazy aunt comes in, you can just like give each other that look, and you know what the like. You can never explain that to an outsider,
right?
So like, I always just really valued that we had that because, like we grew up together. I moved down here when I was in 5th grade, so we were together like pretty much inseparable for the first 11 years, and then we kind of lost contact. Then she moved back down here, and we got close again. But so like our teenage years, we went in totally different directions. So it was funny to like, it was almost like separated at birth, but not at birth. We were separated at 11, you know, like
Right.
twins, and we like found each other again, and it was like what influence our lives away from each other had on us.
Right.
And I mean, because like Kentucky's pretty crazy. Like it's not. I feel like it's kind of a shithole unless you have a lot of money. Like it's one of those places where it's like the haves and the have-nots.
It's very apparent there.
Yeah, I feel like it is. Well, especially in Louisville, because it's like a pretty big city, so you have a lot of suburbs and stuff. But pretty much the whole county is the city. Like Metro Louisville is all of Jefferson County.
Gotcha.
So there are some rural parts and stuff, and then there's like downtown is like super hood. That's where my dad's whole family lives. They live off Muhammad Ali Boulevard. There's like shootings all the time down the street. Yeah, people are like rioting on the buses. Like it gets fucking crazy. And then like one of my aunts lives out on some fucking Arnold Palmer golf course. So it's like it's very like I don't know. I feel like it's very split. And people being stuck in their heyday. I've talked about this on here before, but the last time I went up there in August, we went to the mall because it was right before back to school. So I had taken my kids school shopping while we were on vacation. Every single person in that mall looked like it was 1992.
Damn.
And it was weird because they were at the mall and they were selling normal clothes at the mall, but nobody was actually wearing the normal clothes. It was weird.
So when you say 92, would you say it was more so like they were like frozen in time, or was it like that weird hipster, or was it that hipster thing of like people are trying to look?
No, it wasn't a cool. I'm wearing these mom jeans. Ironically, it's like these really are Gloria Vanderbilt jeans that I bought in 1992, and I'm still wearing them.
Damn, motherfuckers down there actively wearing Guess and Oshkosh B'gosh.
Yes,
okay.
They had on like the high-waisted jeans, but not on purpose. Like they weren't new. They were old high-waisted jeans.
Oh,
like,
got you. See, it's kind of weird because in a sense that's kind of cool though. Like maybe this is the weird like tri-state jaded like New Yorker part of me, because on the flip, I feel like now like I would kind of cherish something like that more in New York, because now I tell motherfuckers all the time, I'm from old New York. This new New York shit is
what does that mean? What's old New York?
So old New York, because I'm originally from the South Bronx.
I've only been to New York City one time, and I only got like this much of it. So I'm like,
she's like, I got a sample, and then like, have it go. Old New York is like, well, at least for me, speaking from, my own thing, I'm a product from 1990. So my thing is, old New York, I guess it was just different because everybody had a certain sense of community and camaraderie, even though, because we were all packed in on top of one another, just how New York City is.
Was this when it was dangerous in New York?
Yes, absolutely. I tell people all the time.
You're like, I miss the danger.
It's fucked up, but I say it all the time, make New York unsafe again. Because that's the only fucking way that you'll be able to weed out the people that can cut it as New Yorkers versus the people that need to move to Jersey or Baltimore. Because I'm telling you, at this point, you get to shake them out. Like, for me, old school New York were the subway tokens, and, you were friends with the two kids from down the hall, or the woman downstairs did your mother's hair, and mind you, I'm coining and pining from my experience, but I mean, these were just the things that, one did, and it was like, that sense of community was there. Now it's like, it's trendy to live in New York, but these folks don't really embrace the New Yorker mentality of like, oh, hey, you're my neighbor. How you doing? What's going on? How's your mother? How's your cousin? Oh, I haven't seen your sister in a while. And okay. They can go fuck themselves. Like, that was the New York spirit. Now everything is hashtags, pictures, locations.
Yeah.
It's like, it's become this weird it's this sterilized sense of culture is now gone. Like, Mike, for example, I have an uncle that lives in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. I told him that the block was gone, and I'm not even touching on gentrification because, yes, it's a byproduct of it, but I knew the neighborhood was gone when down the street they had vegan Thai offerings at this new restaurant. I'm like, a vegan Thai restaurant in Bedford and Stuyvesant. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no, that's some fuckhead from Oregon that came to New York.
We went to some club when I was there. This was like 5 years ago, I think, in the summer that I went. We went to this. I think it's called the Woods.
The Woods, okay.
Or something in Bed-Stuy. And it was really weird because that was the first time I'd ever been out in public and actually heard someone yell World Star when somebody was fighting, and I got really scared.
She's like, I was concerned for my safety. I was nervous.
Like, wait. Yeah, I've only seen this from the other side of a computer screen. Like, I've never been where it was happening, and like people were fighting on one block, and then there was like a herd of Jews on the next block. I was like, what's happening? Like,
yo, that is so fucking Brooklyn. Yes, it is, because you like you said, you're right there on Bedford. You're there in Bedford and Stuyvesant, and then you go to the yeshiva neighborhood where all these Hasidic Jews are just like, okay, well, this is why we have our own buses, restaurants, and everything here. You guys stay the fuck from here. We'll come by when it's time to collect the rent. Otherwise, yeah, that's definitely that's
my friend who lives that I knew from high school down here had moved up there, and she was bartending in Times Square, but she lived in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, so we stayed at her apartment with her there, and we were just like going all over from her house. But I was really excited because I saw a 5-story TJ Maxx. Like, you know, I mean, I still think about that sometimes.
she's like, it was such a
as
wonderment.
Women do. I'm like, remember that 5-story TJ Maxx?
Oh, trust me, that's fine. I remember when Times Square we had a Toys R Us that was in Times Square that had a fucking Ferris wheel in it. I'll never forget. It was, I'm talking a Toys R Us that was so big it had a fucking Ferris wheel in the middle of that motherfucker. I remember
like a real size Ferris wheel.
That's a real size Ferris wheel. That's how big that. I don't even know what they're doing with that location.
My jaw literally just dropped. I was like,
because I couldn't believe it when I was a kid, because I think I was maybe like 12, 13 at the time when this shit was like out there. I mean, now a lot of these places are done because, you know, the rent in Times Square is just fucking disgusting. Just in Manhattan, it's disgusting. I'm not even talking for people. I'm talking even for businesses. So that's why it's always interesting to just see, because like I was saying, just in short, the landscape of New York is so different. But I was brought up in the backdrop of the movie The Joker, which, you know, as someone from the Bronx, it was just fucking hilarious that, you know, that he was obviously from the South Bronx. Those steps that he's on are the steps from Shakespeare Ave to, I think, Arthur Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. I remember walking that to get to the park, which the park is now the new Yankee Stadium. So I've just seen.
It's not even a park anymore.
Yeah, it's not even a park anymore. I like, oh yeah, my grandmother used to take me around. Nope, that's Yankee Stadium now. So it's like, it's so weird in such a short period of time to see how different time and locations are. So that's why I say I'm kind of envious, because I'm like, God, I miss those old, dirty, dangerous graffiti subway cars, because at least it was real. People just, they either greeted you or they said fucking nothing to you, instead of people just now being on their phones and they can't wait to say Brooklyn regrow charred and shit. It's like, ugh, it's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
When did they get the furries in Times Square?
The furries, the little
dirty
people,
ass Dora, and
the dirty ass Dora, I'll say the different looking superheroes.
The first time that I ever had like a weed vape pen was in Times Square.
Word.
And I swear to God, me and my friends were like standing in the middle, and there was like all these furries. It felt like a movie sequence when you're stopped and everything's just like going around you, and it was nothing but dirty furries. And, like, all of their costumes were so dirty. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
You know, honestly, like I honestly that shit deserves its own documentary, because it became an explosion of that shit. I mean, and
they're aggressive. They
are aggressive. Yeah, I mean, they have to be, because tourists and New Yorkers fuck with them all the time. And at one point, they used to be aggressive in terms of their sales, because before they used to come up to you and basically do this, and then they would come and just like be like, "Come on, take the picture." Just come on, take the picture. Yeah. All right, cool, $5. And that's exactly what you'd be like, $5. I'd be like, the fuck? No, Spider-Man, I'm not giving you fucking $5, bro. Like, fuck out of here. So, I don't know. I think that shit probably started really strong. What year did Michael Jackson die? I want to say it was 2010, I think it was. 2010. No, 2011 maybe.
Okay, I think I was there in 2015.
Yeah, so I think 2010, 2011 is when I started noticing it because there's a couple of pictures of me and the homies like next to a Spider-Man where my, a couple of my, gangbanger homies are throwing up signs and Spider-Man's like right there doing it. And I'm just the obvious non-gangbanger friend that's just like, sitting there posted while everybody's being a thug. So, yeah, I want to say about 2010, 2011. So they've had a nice run. I don't know if it's illegal or not. It's something now, but they can't, like, they can operate, but they can't operate like how they once did. They changed some law.
Well, it reminded me of, like, the aggression of, like, the hair braiders when you go to an island.
Oh my God!
Like, they're literally have their. It's like a mall kiosk person. They're like their hands are on you before you even know what they're trying to sell. You're like.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! It's that exact energy, and it's just for different vendors now. There's the old squeegee dude. If you ever go back to New York, if you go to Canal Street in Chinatown, it's the folks that are trying to sell you fake stuff. So everyone comes up to you like Gucci belt, Gucci belt, Gucci belt. It's like Louis Vuitton. Oh yeah, I got Dooney and Burke. It's like dude, like fucking relax. I just walked past you. I don't want a belt. Like, if I wanted a belt, I would have easily came to you and say, yo, I'm looking for the
Okay,
the
this
Hermes.
is my problem is that I think that I'm, like, one of the only people in America that's still watching Law & Order SVU. So I thought that New York... Yeah, listen.
Oh, Jesus.
I was so scared to go to New York. My friend was trying to get me to go for seriously 3 years, and I kept saying, no, I'm scared. And finally, she, like, caught me on a weekday, and I was like, fine, let's go. And I loved it. But, like,
nice.
listen, I'm going to get mugged, raped at least 4 times. Like, I was like, I can't go. I can't go there.
Jesus.
SVU? Are you kidding me? When all you see is Detective Olivia Benson cracking down on perps, it gets in your head, okay?
I think the funniest thing is whenever I see it, for me, one thing is, especially with being in New York and then being in film and all that, I'm always interested to see if I see somebody I know, and I've seen like 6 people I know personally that have been in those. Yeah, like I remember I was working at this health club once, and this one woman, she was like one of the head yoga instructors. I remember seeing her as like a talking extra, like I think Detective Benson was asking her something, and she was like, "No, absolutely, right this way." I'm like, look at Allison's fucking ass. I'm like, Allison is selling that role. That's what I'm talking about. Allison, get that $350 check on the day. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah.
Do you ever watch Billy on the Streets?
I haven't, but I've heard about it. Do you know what that is? Yeah, I've heard about it though. Yeah.
We just got into that on, I think, like Christmas or something. I happened to see it on Netflix, and me and my kids have been binge watching it. It's Billy Eichner, this comedian. He just runs around New York and has like pop trivia games with people on the street and stuff. It is insane. He's like he's like one of those over the top gay guys, like.
Oh, nice.
And he's just screaming at people all day about Bette Midler and stuff. Like, he's crazy, but...
Oh, God. See? And it's crazy, because now I'm thinking about it. It's not even going to be any Pride this year. It's going to be crazy. Because I remember my first time going to Pride in New York City. It was quite the experience. It's just...
When do you think they're going to open the world back up?
Rough estimate. Being a betting man, and I've had to describe this to a couple of people, including my brother who's 20 and is just itching to go outside besides him playing 2K all day. I told him, like, dude, I'm going to be honest with you, just prepare for the idea of, like, a late June kind of, ride that we're on right now. He's like, June, bro? I'm like, don't look at me with that face. Like, I spent at least a good $700, and some people be like, oh, that ain't shit, on just new summer stuff. I'm pissed right now because it's like, I bought...
What kind of new summer stuff? Are you talking about clothes?
Listen, I made sure to switch.
A wakeboard? What are we talking about? Summer stuff. That could mean so many things.
Well, what beach? You think Look, I don't do beaches.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that you're not in Florida. I'm in the Florida state of mind.
Yeah, it's just like wakeboard. I was like, wakeboard? I'm like, you think I'm one of them crazy black people that go to the shore? I've been in Jersey half my life. I've never been to the Jersey Shore. That's why people like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, folks like, you in Jersey. I know you've been to the shore. I'm like, no, I've never been down there with the Guidos. Is the beach nice there?
Well, you've never been. You wouldn't know.
I've heard it's pretty good. If anything, I mean, you even see me some of my travels. I will just pop up to Florida randomly, or I'll just be somewhere else.
Do you have family in South Florida?
Yeah, I have a bunch of folks in South Florida. So, what's that? Coconut Grove? Coconut something with coconut.
Coconut Grove's a place.
Yeah, I think it may be Coconut Grove.
Yeah, like by Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's home of where my gun smoking, weed toting, Trump voting uncle lives. That's exactly where he is. So
So
yeah.
he's not an Israelite. Israelite. Wait, that's not
Black Israelite. Close.
Israelite?
Yeah. Israelite sounds funny as fuck. I like it. I'm gonna tell somebody that's my black Israelite cousin right there.
Listen, I suck at words. I always get them wrong.
Nah, it's all good. But no, my uncle's an anomaly because he's so Mr. Black Power and holding it down and fighting the system. But don't even start to talk politics with him because he will just bark you down and the room will get cold. And I mean, for me, like I challenge it all the time just to fuck with my family. Like for me, it's almost like poking Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. I was like, so. Crazy what that Nancy Pelosi's doing, huh? And my pops is like, cut it out. I'm like, single health
You see the vein going?
Yeah.
He's like, I know. What
And then my other uncle, who's a vet, he like, he'll just sit there and he'd be like, all right, nope. And he's like, nope. He's like, I'm about to start talking about the Knicks. I'm about to start talking about the Knicks. And I'm just like, yeah, it's crazy because you would think there would be health insurance for all. And my uncle and he does this thing where he goes, like, just, I don't know. It's like a mental thing. Like, prepare for me to drop the science on you. It's, well, to be completely honest, the reason why I decided to vote the way I did, and then it becomes this whole ass diatribe that just tires everybody out. And for me, the shit stir, I just love it. I'm just sitting back snickering because with him it's Florida, so it's weed, it's everything, it's fresh fish, and just like I love Florida for visitations. How you guys live down there is. It's an anomaly to me. It is.
Well, I think that it's like you get Stockholm syndrome or something of that nature really quickly. You start identifying with the abuser. You're like, it's not that bad.
Identifying with the abuser, shit. I'm telling you, like, because the thing is, I remember there's a part of me, and there's a tiny part of me that's like, if I had to retire somewhere in the U.S., where would I go? I'm like, I mean, duh, you go to fucking Florida. But then I'm like, wait. Because in my mind, I picture like those old movies where you see those Vietnam flashbacks with the helicopters and dun 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 dun. So that music plays, and all I see is Lil Pump. I see Florida Man articles. I see sinkholes.
Is Lil Pump from Florida?
Huh? Oh hell yeah, Lil Pump's from Florida.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I figured you guys all knew. I figured the song "Is Skid It" was like you guys like national anthem down there. Like you don't even do the regular national anthem. Everybody just plays "Is Skid It."
No.
like I'm so fucking serious because Florida's just weird like that. I mean, it's you guys don't give a fuck and you let the whole world know like, listen, we own it, okay? We own it. There's gators in some parts, retirement homes in other parts, and beaches everywhere.
Every part. There's gators in every part.
See that and that's I don't know. I mean, I get it because everyone's like, oh, but in New York, is everybody on top of each other? There's rats. It's cold. I'm like, but that's the culture. It's a part of the culture. I don't know. It's just.
Have you seen any coyotes?
In New York, no. I haven't seen any coyotes in New York or New Jersey. The strangest of animals.
I've heard that they're in New York City.
Yeah, they are. I'm sure they are.
Where do they go in the daytime?
Back alleys. I figure like they probably are on the west side of Manhattan because the east side is a financial district. So I'm pretty sure if Bob was walking down the street, he was like, yeah. So I remember sending. Hold on for a second. The fuck is that? But at that point, it would have been reported. Somebody snitching. The coyote's going to be dealt with in like 20 minutes less. The west side of Manhattan, that's where you get all the touristy stuff. So it's probably some dumb fuck who probably came over from Czechoslovakia. Is like, whoa, and is taking a picture of the fucking coyote. And then everyone's just like, it's fine. It's probably a rat. So that's probably how coyotes get around. But I have no idea. I think the strangest.
There's a lot down here.
Shit.
They're fucking stuff up down here. They're like on all the golf. They're taking over the golf courses down here.
Yeah, they're like little Terminators because I know I'm applying Joe Rogan science, but it's definitely to the point to where they multiply so rapidly that it's like you're not getting rid of coyotes. Like they may thin out, but they're gonna be everywhere. They're like squirrels, so you're not knocking them off. Fucking tree rats. So yeah. Yeah,
there's like alligators and pythons fighting in the Everglades. There's rednecks up north. There's black people with Cubans down south. It's like Florida, I feel like it has a little something for everybody.
And that's the thing, and that's the part of it that I have an appreciation for. I guess it's just a matter of needing to adjust because I'm one of those weird black folks that I don't like it to always be hot, but then I've come to see like, all right, it's the nice amount of hot all the time, but then it rains. And everywhere has air conditioning.
I mean, it's gets hot. It gets real fucking hot.
Yeah. Oh.
Like.
Real fucking. Oh, I think y'all are third on the holy fuck index in the U.S. because I think first is like Phoenix, Arizona. Because I had a godbrother who's also of the mixed persuasion, and folks are always looking at him like you're an ambiguous looking fella. But I can tell there's some black there. When his black ass, who's bald, when his black ass said he was going to Phoenix, Arizona, I was like, how are you going to do that? Black man, how are you going to adjust to that?
Out west heat is like when you open the oven. You know that picture of Beyonce when it's like
just
it's just like it just dries everything up. It's like swamp wet.
Oh yeah, it's the humidity. It's like the air is wet but just hot. It's like
you could cut the air with a knife. Like it's gross.
I remember being an idiot going down there, like, you know, when I would make my, like, trips as a young adult, if you will, like, flying solo going down there. I was such a fucking New Yorker. I would bring jeans down there. Like, I would do all kinds of shit. Like that. That's why whenever I see a Floridian with jeans on, I'm kind of like, they're a different breed, because otherwise...
I wear jeans a lot down here, and people always yell at me, but, I mean...
Technically a Kentucky girl. Technically, so.
Well, and listen, I would rather wear jeans because I have leather seats in my car, and those suckers get hot as fuck. Yeah, so I would... Riddle me this. Why are heated seats such a thing, but cooled seats are not? I mean, I know that they exist, but they don't cool you like heated seats heat you.
Yeah, I mean that's almost like that weird science of saying, you know, it's easier to get warm than it is to stay cool. Because if you think about it, you know... I
want like an ice pack in those seats. Like dry ice. I don't care if I lose feeling. Like, cool me off. Because it gets hot. I mean, sometimes you get in the car and it's like 101 or whatever in the fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I can't take that.
It's the reason why whenever I drive and, you know... Because it's like I'm a fucking White Walker or something. Like, I just love it cold.
Wait, do you drive cars in New Jersey?
Oh, yeah, I do. Oh. I mean, Jersey, you have to. New York, fuck no. Because parking, I'm going to spend $80 like 2 hours parking in Manhattan. No fucking way. Like, I'm not doing that. But
yeah,
Jersey,
isn't it like $1,000 to have like a parking spot for a month up there?
Oh,
like...
easily. Something like it. You might be like 600, depending on which borough and where. Like 600. I know I'm saying, just 600. But yeah, I mean, literally, that's typically like the going rate. Oh, trust me, sweets, I don't even want to get into rent. If we got into rent, if we started breaking down the economics, that's a whole other conversation. So yeah.
How much is a 2-bedroom apartment in the city that you live in?
2-bedroom apartment in the city that I live in here in East Orange, as I call it, Least Orange, New Jersey. I'm gonna say it's probably like about 1,700. About 17, 18. All right, I'm gonna call it for what it is. I'm on that weird cusp of the hood versus like this is the weird like affluent part of town. So I look like the affluent folks because I'm in like a gated community. So it's almost like, you know.
Okay, you got a gate around your house.
Oh, gotta get. Oh, listen, I am a part of the head of the condo association. I'm among them motherfuckers where it's like, hello there.
Oh, excuse me, we got an HOA member.
I was about to say, have you paid your motherfucking HOAs? Okay, cool,
yeah,
you have
like,
to.
This lawn doesn't cut itself, motherfuckers.
No, listen, but speaking of that shit, because now we have to flip it to where we are in current day. Because, look, the one advantage I give you guys in Florida, you guys can just get guns and just get a gun. Everybody, I feel like down there, if you're born in Florida, it's birth certificate and then a Glock. So it's like everybody just has that. Much. Here in Jersey, I mean, first of all, to get a handgun in New York, that's illegal, so that's not happening. But in Jersey, you can do it, but it's a little bit more loophole. So in the meantime, because I'm not a gun owner, not yet. That's emphasis on yet. So what I decided to do is went ahead and hit up Amazon because, you know. I would love a crossbow. The problem is I'm too fucking clumsy for a crossbow. I'll wind up shooting myself in the foot, and then people will call me hip hop. So that's why I didn't get a crossbow yet. Yeah, I didn't want to get a crossbow, but I did get a machete off of Amazon. Yes,
they sell them on Amazon.
That's what I said, and I was like,
was it Prime?
Fuck yeah, it was Prime. Boom, got here ASAP. So of course I had to go to my I turned to my Rastaman them things. And they were just like, dude, if you're just gonna get a machete, just get a regular machete. I'm like, nah, I got this with a slip grip, got a saw edge on the side. They're like, okay. They're like, but you know you can't walk around with it. So my excuse is, and this podcast will help to substantiate that further, is I am the new groundskeeper now. So I will be going around everyone's apartments with this machete, like yeah, just like trimming shit. So that way people will go, oh, I did see him. You know, Imani's been doing the grounds work for a little while now, so that makes sense. That makes sense. So
every single bush is gonna be a topiary now, like.
oh, absolutely. It's just gonna just be marked down a little bit. I'm just gonna wave. But, you know, obviously my neighbors will be like, fuck is the Condo Association co-head doing out here with a machete? It's like...
Machete? Who the fuck gave him a machete? Yeah, they're like, keep smiling, he sees us.
And on top of that,
Damn.
I'm the dude that
so
doesn't...
you can just order weapons on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Can you buy guns on Amazon?
No, I wish, but no.
I've never looked.
Nope, you can't. Unfortunately, I mean, the cool thing was
brass
is that
knuckles?
if you could, brass knuckles, I think you can buy some brass knucks on Amazon. That'd be pretty dope. I know they had like a stun
you saw
glove.
a pair of brass knuckles? Those kind of went out of style.
Listen, I had a look.
I used to have one when I was in high school.
There it is. There it is. I was just gonna say it was like the Warriors. I had a pair of brass knuckles. I definitely had them sophomore year. Yep. It was sophomore year. I had some brass knuckles, and no shits hurt to even try to like I didn't even use them in the fight, you know, because I'm not a
no. I never used them either, but I always had them because I was like, if shit pops off,
there it is.
I'm not going down.
Shit pops off, you know who's doing the popping, pretty much. So I'm like, I will bust a grape in a fruit fight. But no, I remember having them. I remember like just testing them out with like some of the homies, and I remember just like hitting the wall. I was like, fuck. And it was like, yeah, son, that shit hurts. You get the recoil in the joints. I was like, damn. I'm like, what can I do? I'm like, you know what I need? I'm like, I need those fingerless workout gloves. So for the longest, we would just walk in.
I have 2 pairs of those.
Fucking no. I swear to God, we look like such a discounted like version of some gang you'd see in the Warriors. Like we were just like the fuckheads. And it's like, yeah, we all had these like, it was like a weird kung fu store that was selling them too. Like they had like knives, brass knuckles, nunchucks.
Listen, black people love kung fu.
I'm telling you, like
why?
I think any form of like physical combat stuff is like something's encoded in the DNA that just says hand-to-hand combat is just our thing. So if it's boxing, whether it's boxing, the martial arts, capoeira, you know, it's just like there's just so many, like, you know, of course, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is like crazy now. Like everybody's auntie knows, you know, does Muay Thai now. Like
I know. There's like a Gracie school on like every corner down here.
Hey,
like, what the hell?
You see what I'm saying? It's a boom. So it's like, you know, so stuff like that. I'd probably say like, yeah, I don't know where that came from. I also think a lot of folks also looked up to cats like, you know, Jim Kelly and them, you know, as far as like the old school martial art. It's like for me, you know, what was that? The Last Dragon, I think it was, you know, Bruce Leroy and all of them. See, for me, I love that kind of stuff.
Bruce
just
Leroy.
Because... You never saw The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy and Shown Up?
Did you call him Leroy?
Yeah, it's Bruce Leroy. That's what he's called in the movies. Bruce Leroy. You haven't seen The Last Dragon? Oh my God. You didn't see A Dog Day Afternoon. You didn't see The Last Dragon. All right, so what I'm going to do... Listen, it's a nice little short list of just dope movies. I'm telling you, like, if you got the time, you know, everybody's home now for the most part.
I have nothing but time. This is the problem, though. I suck at movies, and, like, growing up, my mom never watched movies, and my mom... Okay, this is who raised me. This little white lady who cries when John Denver songs play.
Oh, shit. My mom was like, oh, shit.
That's what I'm working with here. Yeah, so, like, I think I've come a long way.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, it's the reason, I'm telling you, it's why I always say I always take something away from people. Now, John Denver, that's a little bit of what I like to make fun of some of my people that listen to, like, country and folk. I'm like, that's IHOP music to me. Like, when I hear that, I want breakfast.
Music.
I swear to God, it's like when I hear it, I immediately think like, fuck, do I want waffles or do I want... So literally when I hear like stuff like John Deere and then other folks are like, I'm like, don't be making fun of
John Deere, that's the tractor.
Yeah, not the tractor. Exactly. So
well,
I'm just
do
saying.
You know who Simon and Garfunkel is?
Of course. Yeah.
Because that was happening a lot. There was a lot of weird music happening, I feel like, when I was growing up. Like, between John Denver, and then every once in a while they'd start playing like Hank Williams Jr. when they wanted to drink. That was like,
there you go.
You know, party time.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a good start. I mean, you know, I mean, it would be mighty black of me to be like, it was Earth, Wind, and Fire, a little bit of Stevie,
No,
little
see,
Sam
that's what I
Cooke.
missed out on, like, not growing up around my dad that much, and I was always, like, so amazed, because whenever I would go with him, he had a 500-disc CD player in his trunk that had it categorized, like, the CD books, the binders.
Yeah.
He had
The
them all
plastic.
numbered in there, so you could pick which one you wanted to listen to, and you hit the thing, and it would do it in the trunk, like...
That is mad dope.
It was truly, like, total, like, opposite worlds. It was, like, John Denver, and then do you want to hear unedited, like, 112 with your dad? I'm like... Oh. He was always listening to like some freaky ass R&B music, and I'm like, this is like bedroom music.
Yeah, oh yeah, you gotta throw on Peaches and Cream, even if it's in front of your daughter. Like, the whole thing is you throwing Peaches and Cream in front of your daughter, not to, insinuate creepy shit. You just let her know it's a whole other side of the world that you gotta at least have an idea about.
I think that he put it together that, like, maybe this music isn't for children because he was so used to listening to it that it just came on and he didn't even think twice about it. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, wait a damn minute. Like,
oh my god, it's funny that you said it, because I remember one of my fondest memories of like being a bit younger and going to it. I don't know why I was in a CD store with my mother. I have no idea. It was like one of those random, we just stumbled into a CD store, and on the weirdest thing
I
is,
fucking miss CD stores.
I do because that strangely enough, that was how you actually discover shit without needing a direct influence to like almost like guide you there.
You would just see some cool shit.
Yeah, you would just stumble upon some shit. The people there were always very insightful on music, and for the most part, I remember going there, and I remember the CD I wanted. I was trying to get Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water. I was trying to get that fucking CD. And I remember my mother saw the cover and was like, what is this? I'm like, it's Limp Bizkit. She's like, the fuck is a Limp Bizkit? I'm like, it's dope, Mom. Like, it's dope. It's like rock meets like rap fusion. It's just a dope mix. She's like,
did you say that you were born in 90?
90 exactly.
Okay, so I'm 3 years older than you, and I had their first CD that ever came out. I think I was in 6th grade when I got that, and I spent like 2 weeks trying to like do the album, like the cover art.
Yeah, dope.
And I got really good at it.
It's fucking dope. I'm telling you.
Not that skill has ever done me any good later in life, but I did know how to draw the album cover art for Limp Bizkit's self-titled debut album at one point in time. So just throwing that out there.
No, that's dope. You see, so Versatility has always been a strong suit of yours. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and again, you discovered that. So for me, I was trying to discover that, but she was like, "Oh, unknown. I don't know. That's weird." She's like, "No, don't get that." So I was like, "Okay." She's like, find some other CDs you want." I was like, "All right, fine." So I picked up an Outkast CD because obviously, they're goats, they're legends. Everybody loves Outkast across the board. I got Juvenile's The G Code, which had Back That Ass Up on it, and she didn't even know that. She didn't even know that it had Back That Ass Up on it. So it was just Juvenile's The G Code.
And it was from the CD store, so it wasn't edited like the fucking Walmart version.
Nope, not
Remember
even
when
a little
Walmart
bit.
started selling all edited CDs?
Yeah, I remember that weird shit. And I remember who the fuck was it? It may have been that same godbrother of mine that also had like edited CDs. I'm like, why the fuck do you have edited CDs? And he's like, what? I can't listen to curse words. I'm like, do you hear me now? I fucking curse because I've been listening to bad music and people say whatever they wanted for the longest.
What are your ears gonna fall off? It's okay.
Yeah, it's like, come on, go for it. So I remember getting Juvenile's The G Code, and then I got Shine, the rapper Shine, the same one that shot up the club for Diddy and all that. So my mother was like, cool. I saved him from Limp Bizkit, whatever that was. I gave him Juvenile and Shine. Bad decisions.
But now he's shooting up the club. Yeah.
It was Back That Ass Up, and then it was, That's Gangsta by Shine just blaring in the house. So, it was crazy.
Can we just talk about the P. Diddy crew for 1 second? Because
sure.
Is Mace a pastor now?
Okay. I love that you mentioned this.
He had a song called "Take a Girl's Virginity." Do you remember that fucking song?
No, I don't.
Okay, look it up after the podcast because Mace had a song called "Take a Girl's Virginity," and it was the nastiest shit I've ever heard. And then a couple years later, he was a pastor. I was like, I remember what you were doing, sir.
So there's a weird conspiracy theory that I was speaking on my friend's podcast, shameless plug, the Limit Your Fears podcast with me and a couple of my other co-hosts. And we were talking about Diddy, and I remember mentioning the fact that I have a cousin who is in the music industry. She's like a producer, engineer, and writer. And she got a contract offer from Bad Boy way back in the day in the 90s. And she's like, so, I swear, because we were making fun of Megan Thee Stallion because she signed this contract and didn't read the details of it. So I was like, she's a dummy.
Oh yeah, didn't she like not get any money?
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, she's a fucking dummy. And everyone's like, oh, easy. I'm like, no, she's a fucking dummy. She talking about finessing people, but she didn't even read a contract. Like, no, you're not a smart person. My cousin read this Bad Boy contract back in the 90s, got a lawyer to read it over, and it basically said that in essence, you wouldn't own the royalties to your music. You would pretty much make the majority of your money in your marketing budget and doing show work, if you will. So basically, most of the money is paid to you in your advance, and then the rest is just like a small trickle down. So she's like, no way I'm fucking doing this. And what I recognize from Bad Boy is almost every fucking major artist from Bad Boy from that back in the day era, they got screwed by Diddy so hard they had to turn to the Lord. So Mace became like that. It's like he
screwed him right into the Lord's arms.
He fucked them so bad that they had no choice but to convert to God, whatever God that was. It was like Mace. Mace became a random reverend, and then came back with this Mace album, which was alright at the time because I listened to it. Where he did some like welcome back, like, hey, it's Pastor Rapper Mace, and I'm back doing this welcome back song and everything. It's a clean album.
Kirk Franklin is the only person I ever want to hear do pastor rap in my life.
Yeah.
Does he still do that?
Oh yeah, he still does it. He still does
Stomp, right? Remember he had...
I remember because she's like, Stomp, you remember Stomp? Yeah, I remember that. That was like, damn, like now we're showing our age because that was like 97, 98. I remember when Stomp came out. Oh yeah.
Well, I remember they used to play that. Okay, so I had my one white cousin was the one who like showed me BET. Funny enough.
Shit.
He used to love BET, and they would play like Trick Daddy and Trina, and then Kirk Franklin right after that. I'm like,
that ass too fat.
Where I was like.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, wow. Well, we got ass shaking in the Lord, right? In this weird sequential order. Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. And I'm just thinking about Diddys Influence, and it was like Mace became a reverend. Shine after he got locked up. Well, first of all, after Shine got locked up, he then got out, and then through
Did he become a prison Muslim?
Huh? Oh no, even better. He became a black Israelite. And then yeah, he converted to Judaism.
Wait, which one is more intense, prison Muslim or black Israelite? Or are they different wavelengths?
I think they're different wavelengths, honestly, where they're both extreme because again, you know black people, if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's only two different types of black people. They either do that shit to all their muster, or they're just one of the people that's like, look, I'm Muslim every other day except for this pepperoni pizza. So it's like it's one of those.
Yeah, don't worry about this pizza.
Exactly, it's those two spectrums. So I know, yeah. So essentially, Mace became a reverend. Sean converted to Judaism. I think it was it G Depp? No, G Depp. Yeah, G Depp, who was the guy from Special Delivery. That Special Yeah, he became a devout Muslim. Did his Hajj to Mecca. All of that.
He didn't even have to go to prison.
He did go to jail. He did go to jail. That's how it ties in. And then Craig Mack, the late Craig Mack, Mr. Here Comes the Brand New Flavor, yeah. He went to some like crazy backwater, like somewhere on the outskirts of Lexington, like, you know, backwater, like Pentecostal with the people that have snakes and tell you.
Oh yeah, they're talking to snakes and shit.
Yeah, so all of these were artists on the Bad Boy, and they all went off some like religious deep ends.
And we don't really even have to. I mean, I don't even want to disrespect her, but we all know what happened to Lil' Kim. We'll leave that as.
Oh yeah, she's not even her, and that's tragic. That's just tragic.
It is because she used to be so, she used to look good.
She's gorgeous.
She as hell.
She's gorgeous. Now she just looks like some like character from like The Sims or some shit. Like you just say hey.
Look like a real I'm like, who put this Play-Doh together? Like what?
I don't know, man. I mean,
he ruined everyone's life that he touched.
He really
did, and everyone else has turned to the Lord.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about it now. I mean, well, damn, did anybody survive Bad Boy? No one. No.
What happened to the members of 112? They might have been the only ones that got out because we don't know their names.
Exactly. We just know him as 112. And then the thing is, it was like whatever they did under that Bad Boy contract, that was it. Like they will be getting peaches and cream, like percentages of the royalties from
because
that.
even his bands that he made on that reality show, like the girl group, like they all lost their minds too. That one girl's crazy as hell.
Oh, I remember.
Diddy has ruined everyone that he touches.
He had, and if you think about it, to even be more disrespectful, he told them like, "Hey, listen, I know you girls didn't work out before, but we're gonna rebrand, okay? I want to rebrand, and the name of the group is gonna be Dirty Money. How about that?" And they said, "Okay, cool. You can call us Dirty Money."
They renamed.
Yeah. You don't remember it? So it was a couple of years ago. When I say a couple of years ago, like at least 7 years now. But at some point,
it was Danity Kane.
That's what it was.
What the fuck does that even mean? Those aren't even words.
Danity Kane sounds like some random line that you get from like TJ Maxx. That's like from some like some
I got
fashion
the Danity
line.
Kane pantsuit. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, Reese Witherspoon has a new fashion line. It's called Danity Kane. Oh, that sounds so nice. Yeah. So
it's only in Walmart, yeah.
Exactly. So Danity Kane, at some point, Diddy did his weird little solo album project, and he had something where it was like 5 Minutes to Paris or something. The album was called, and he had Danity Kane on there revamped as a group called Dirty Money. You had a female group called Dirty Money. Like, what the fuck is even happening right now? Like,
what was his boy group called? The band.
It was the band. And it was some other group of black dudes. I forget their names. It was something not memorable because they weren't a commercial success. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, it all just proves our case that P. Diddy, everything he touched turns to shit.
Yeah. It's the reason why when Biggie died, he was just like, "Oh, I miss my brother so much that I'm gonna make like 6 posthumous albums from him and just say, all right, I'm done." Like at some point, he had to make an album he said was the final album. Like, oh, so you're done releasing a dead guy's music? Gotcha. Like literally.
Just keep dancing, Diddy. Just keep dancing.
Take that. Just handing out bad contracts. Take that. That's it. Like that's just it. Just handing out bad contracts, making people go to juniors and get cheap. Have you ever had Junior's cheesecake?
No, is that what he made them walk across the bridge for?
He made them walk all the way to Brooklyn over Junior's cheesecake.
No, I didn't even have cheesecake when I was in New York. The only thing that I had that was like amazing. We went to this place called Pies and Thighs. Have you ever been there?
That sounds like a place to be. Pies and Thighs. That sounds.
Listen, they have a couple of locations. Fucking go there because it's amazing. It's like this diner, but they have really, really good food. My friend got a chicken sandwich and it was on like a homemade biscuit and it had their special hot honey.
Oh shit.
And I forget what I got, but I got some. I don't even know what the hell I got. But we were day drinking there too, and it's just a really cute diner and they have good food. So Pies and Thighs in New York City.
Oh, dope. See now.
But okay, Junior's cheesecake.
I'm just saying, Junior's cheesecake is one of the crown jewels of New York City. Like I don't know how I gotta airdrop it. Is there like
a line outside the door?
Well, probably not so much these days, but I mean, if you're a dessert person, you like cheesecake, you gotta have Junior's at least one good time. You just have to just get it just so that way you can say that you've had it. I mean, does Florida or Kentucky have anything like that? Like anything to where it's like, yo, if you're here, you absolutely have to at least have this.
Kentucky just has a lot of bourbon. They make a lot of bourbon.
Oh, of course.
But as far as like food, not really that I can. I mean, there are like good restaurants, but I can't think of. I mean, obviously Kentucky Fried Chicken before. And I don't know if I was just too young to know that it sucked, but I feel like when I was a little kid, Kentucky Fried Chicken wasn't gross, and then now it's, I don't know what the hell.
You want to know why it wasn't gross? It was because at some point, your parental figure, or the adult just said, here's fried chicken, and you said, okay, chicken, But then once you get older and you start to, have your own agency for things, then you start to go.
No, I think that they changed the chicken. I think they changed the chicken.
I've heard rumor, and this is just terrible rumor that
about the mutant chickens.
Yeah, that it's mutant chicken. It's not actual chicken, and that I guess they say KFC and they don't say Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore because it's not technically chicken. I heard something like that.
Well, okay, I don't know, but I know that is a rumor, but I will tell you, okay, so it used, I do know this little bit of Kentucky history.
Oh, shit.
It used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it actually was like buckets of real fried chicken. And then Pepsi bought them, like Yum Brands bought them
Yeah.
out. So they own Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut, I think. And when they bought them out, I feel like is when it all went to shit and it started to be like not real chicken anymore. I could be wrong, but I feel like also I could have just had horrible taste buds as a child. I don't know, but it sucks now. Is all I know.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely fucking trash. I mean the only like the one redeeming menu item that you can't even get now, and I'm so glad you just you literally just unlocked a mystery in my mind, because I remember when I would like whenever I would order from Pizza Hut, I would always tell people like, yo, you know how they have their little like wing stop or whatever it is, or whatever, it's like whatever wings place, that little wing offshoot of Pizza Hut. Essentially, whenever you get that, if you get the boneless honey barbecue wings, I'm like, yo, this tastes exactly like the boneless honey barbecue wings that KFC used to have. They stopped making them, they discontinued the shit, and it was the only redeeming thing. But if you want that, you gotta get it from Pizza Hut. But
they
now
probably gave all the sauce to Pizza Hut.
That's exactly it. Like, I feel like that's
shipped it over to
exactly
Pizza
it
Hut.
now. I'm unlocking mysteries of life and shit, like about honey barbecue boneless chicken. I'm like, that's crazy.
Listen, I think about food way too much, so I'm over here like I would fuck with their potato wedges at KFC.
Yeah.
I think that's really it, and maybe a biscuit.
Yeah, for some reason the biscuits are on point, better than Popeyes. So Popeyes biscuits are too tight. It's almost like a
Listen,
machine
Popeyes
just packs
tried
it.
the absolute fuck out of me and my whole entire family. Did you get a sandwich when everybody was going crazy over the sandwich?
Yes. Yeah, yes, it
Okay,
did.
I didn't get one the first go round.
Okay,
I was
cool.
Like, I'm not fighting people. People were like ramming cars into buildings and shit over a chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah, I didn't get it at the hype. I got it post the hype. Like, I didn't get it at the moment when everything was just selling out. I missed out.
Well, they got it. Yeah, they got everything sold out nationwide, and then like a month later, they got a re-up. We went for the re-up.
Yeah.
It was the worst experience of my life, and I like like when it comes to fast food chicken, I think that Popeyes has like some of the better chicken.
Yeah.
And we go to the drive-through. The speaker doesn't work, so it says pull around. So we pull around. The person working the drive-through looked like he was just had it. He might have quit after this shift. Like, he was on his last.
He's just like.
Yeah. Yes. Literally posted up in the window, like annoyed that we were customers.
What can I get you?
Yeah. So
It's
we
like,
get up there,
what do you want?
And he's super sassy. Yes, he's so sassy.
What can I get you?
Exactly, and he's doing he's like clapping his hands and doing all kinds of stuff. We order 3 sandwiches, 3 fries, and 3 drinks, okay?
3 sandwiches, 3 fries, 3 drinks. Got it.
He messes up the drinks. Like,
Fuck.
somebody got a lemonade, he gave him a diet lemonade.
Terrible.
Like, everything was wrong. So we get the sandwiches, finally, and we're like, get the fuck out of here. So we go, we leave, and we go to eat the food. My bottom bun completely frozen. Completely, like, rock hard
Frozen?
and cold. Frozen. The top one wasn't, but the bottom one was. So I was like, first of all, I'm not going to go back and ask this sir to fix my order because he didn't want to do it the first time.
Yo.
Like, I'm not...
yo, Rafi had enough of your shit, so he was like, no, get that bitch the cold bun.
Exactly.
Fuck
I
her.
was like-
Fuck her. I'm having a day. Yo, that is
He
some
was
funny
so mean
shit.
to me. I even asked my kids when we drove away. I was like, was I rude to him? They were like, no, because he was like nasty.
Yo.
And so I had a frozen bottom bun. My daughter had a hair in hers, and all the drinks were wrong. And I was like, we weren't meant to have this.
No, it wasn't supposed to
God
happen.
did not, or Israeli God, who I don't know who's in charge.
He
Whoever's
said,
in charge of Popeyes.
Israeli God.
Yeah.
The
They did not want
ancestors
us to
said,
have that
no,
sandwich."
sweetheart, you are not going to go and take our lineage in vain and have this
No.
goddamn mass-produced chicken here. Listen, them guys...
No, so we just ate French fries and had diet lemonade for lunch that day. And I was like, I'm like, how do you spend $28 to be sad? What the fuck?
I spent $28 to be such fucked up. Jesus Christ.
It was shameful. That was shameful.
That's terrible. God damn.
Well, we're coming up on an hour, so I usually end my episodes around here. Do you want to give out your social media and give your podcast a shout out?
Oh, yeah, that's dope. Oh, yeah, people can definitely find me on the Lend Me Your Fears podcast. My standalone podcast, I mean, it's quarantine time. I might just come back with bombastic podcast with Imani Wilson. I mean, we'll see. It'll probably be like a mid-April release, even though I'm fucking home. But yes, you can find me anchor.fm /
Hey, you're busy with machetes.
Busy with machetes, HOA fees, and running 2 different families. I'm a family man. So yeah, anchor.fm / Lend Me Your Fears or anchor.fm / LMYF, one of those. And you can find me on Instagram at Taylor Rebels, and on Facebook, same thing, Taylor Rebels, REBELS. Yep, I think that's
awesome.
Right. That's my plug.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here. And I always
Absolutely.
make people say their name and that they kept it Trill with Amanda Wilson, and then we end the episode.
Absolutely. So I'm Imani Wilson, and I kept it Trill with Amanda Wilson.
Thank you so much for coming, and
Yup.
I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Pop.